Hello and welcome back to the school rooftop with episode 15 of the 100 girlfriends who really love you. And I begin the video that way because this is the second episode in the series which takes place entirely on the school rooftop, so get used to seeing it. It is the home base of this series after all. However, we do begin with a flashback to when Hakurei was little, and right off the bat, I like what they did here. This chapter begins with just one panel of Hakurei's commanding presence, but in the episode we get this scene, and a few shots of her to really enhance it. Also, does she just line up her maids and butlers like this on a regular basis and walk through them? I'd believe it. Of course, this is all just to show the dichotomy of what she's really like. Sure, she may be extremely wealthy and powerful, but deep down, not even that deep down, she's a massive perv. One who wants to baby the rest of the family. Fortunately for her, this can be done through the use of Kusurei's drugs. But unfortunately, this is Kusuri after all, so the plan backfires and once again she's rediscovered immortality. So now we've got baby Karine, Shizuka, Nano, Kusuri, Hakurei, I have the tables turned, and Kurumi, all of which are precious bundles of joy and chaos. Though of course this sparks Hakurei's imagination as to how they got so many children. I like how you can see their personalities come out even in this form. Which one of the baby antics is your favorite? I know a lot of you might say Karine and Kurumi for, reasons, but I liked Nano's self-defense activating without hesitation. And even as a baby, Hakurei is still doting on her daughter. Some things never change, even if the parent in this instance is given the ultimate role reversal. But babies are still babies, and are keen to sudden outbursts that can only be solved through Rentarou sacrificing his body. And at least he doesn't seem to mind it too much. Nothing a few band-aids can't fix, just prepare yourself for the future Rentarou, if you get what I mean. As time passes, they're able to return back to normal, and this has also managed to be a character development point for both Hakurei and Hakurei. Hakurei realizing how much of her mother's life was changed when she was born. She couldn't live as a teenager anymore, she had to be a mother, and has a newfound respect for her. And Hakurei realizes how her actions may have made her daughter feel. But like that's gonna stop anything. And then we move into the next chapter that was adapted here with Hakurei's personal maid. Her retainer, as you will. Mei Mado, the maid. Yeah, that's her name, Mei Mado. Kind of on the nose, don't you think? All of the girlfriends have names that are puns, but this mostly comes from their kanji, and you need to know Japanese to get most of them. Others, however, are a bit more obvious, like Nano AI and Mei Mado. Now, we've seen Mei in the past during the Hakurei rescue arc. She was the one who alerted that Hakurei was in peril, she helped the others reach the attic to spy on Rentarou, and she also told Rentarou that Hakurei had bought the school. Man, I'm never gonna get tired of that. But now, the family wants to be able to see her eyes. Of course, this being 100 girlfriends, that's easier said than done, as they try just about every trick in the book to do so. This includes saying gex between Karine and Hakurei, Nano shanking her. Nana, remind me to never piss you off. And Mei almost believed she was actually going to die. Shizuka trying to scare her.
What?
Ah! I love when Rentarou suggests making her laugh and she laughs like Kira here. Well played. But alas, none of these efforts work to open her eyes, not even Kurumi giving her a manju, which is so precious, Kurumi willingly giving food. Aww. Rentarou comes up with another plan. In order to get her to open her eyes, he just needs to trick her by telling her an embarrassing story and giving the plot twist of the year. That the one involved wasn't Rentarou, but
Nosferatu!
I mean Hakurei. This manages to work, and lo and behold, she zings with her guy. What's it gonna be? Is she gonna be the next girlfriend? Is she going to date the same man her boss is dating? And her boss's daughter is dating? And her boss's daughter's girlfriend is dating? Man, when we get 20 girlfriends, I can keep this up all day long. I have a PhD in this series after all. So that's where we end off. Rentarou experiencing another soulmate shock with the maid who's always smiling. Now, as far as the episodes go, this one probably follows the manga the closest. I couldn't really find anything that wasn't included, and that includes the bonus panels. They're both there. and this episode managed to add a good amount. I've mentioned the Hahuri scenes, but the whole flower pot falling from the sky was completely original, and not gonna lie, it seemed like something so in character for this series that I didn't even remember if it was in the manga or not. As for who dropped it, any guess as good as any really. I think it was the UFO from episode 2. Also, I really love the interaction between Kusari playing fetch with Kurumi in the background. As we get more and more girlfriends, there's going to be a lot more background gags like this that reward paying attention. So if you're under the age of, I don't know, 89, make sure you're not gawking at your little plank known as a phone these days so you can appreciate all that the episodes have to offer. For instance, these angels. Just remember them. You'll see why much later. I've actually been looking forward to May's eyes opening up for so long, because as it stands right now, this is the first time they've ever been shown in color. The manga is in black and white, of course, so we don't get to see how they're actually in rainbow. And to date, Nozawa, the artist of the manga, has never shown her eyes colored. This is not criticism, by the way. Nozawa is a god of this series, and I will never criticize her, ever. But that's what she actually said about it. And technically, we do have a new character with May Mado, but I'm going to go over her like I do with all the others in the next episode review since she's only zinged with Rentarou here. However, as I mentioned earlier, we have seen her previously multiple times before. So next episode we get to see Rentarou and May interact properly with each other. And if you're following along with this series, this episode fully adapts chapters 28 and 30. That's right, it does not include chapter 29, however, I don't believe that it's been skipped, since they have been heavily hinting that they'll animate it soon, and when they do, it really won't make any difference if they save it for a future episode. Nothing will have to be changed. There is a bonus chapter that I think has a good chance of being animated next episode too, since that would be the perfect time to do so. We'll just have to wait and see. And I really hope that they do, because it's actually extremely important for both Hahuri and May. This episode also does a great job showcasing that with Kusari and Hahuri, anything is possible in this series, and I mean anything. Kusari's drugs just break all reality, and Hahuri has infinite wealth. Get used to plenty of shenanigans occurring because of either or both of them. And completely unrelated, I've gotten into reading some manhwa lately. I'm pretty deep into webtoon character Nakong Lim, which is an excellent harem series, and I just started SSS class Suicide Hunter, which has been pretty cool so far. Maybe Solo Leveling's anime has gotten me hyped for future manhwa adaptations, since I know that Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint and The Beginning After the End are getting an anime. Any that you guys are into? I'm also working on another year-end anime video for 2024, but it's taking longer than I expected it would. So be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on more 100 Girlfriends and other anime content coming soon. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.